Hello guys, Khair Safari once again. I would like to squeeze in this review before we do all the other things that we were going to do, for the simple reason that this little rifle is going to be pulled apart once again, and I'm going to take its modification just a little bit further. Out of all my rifles, and I've got just I think about 20 of them, this is honestly, and I can honestly say, has given me the most fun. The reasons for that: it's cheap. Yes, it's cheap to buy, not necessarily cheaply made, although that is true to an extent. It is a Chinese rifle called a QB79. Many of you guys know quite a lot about them, and it started its life as a CO2 rifle, this particular one in a 177. Now, in that form, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a beautiful little rifle to plink with. But what happened here is I had a Weirach 5mm or 0.2 barrel, which I wanted to put on my HW80, but I thought the HW80 would look silly once I actually had received the barrel. So what I did is I pressed the barrel out of the block, what shall we call it, the receiver, just not to lose the length that is actually pressed into this block. As you can see, the barrel is quite short as it is. While I was there, I thought, okay, let's convert it to high pressure air, which, I mean, there's so many people on the internet that explains how that is done. And I actually shimmed the regulator a bit to give me about 950, 1,000 pounds per square inch. I went into the internals of the little rifle and went halfway with the modification the guys do onto the actual valve, and then I tried it. And the reason I wanted to make this little video about this exquisite little gun, before I pull it apart again, it's working so well now that I'm afraid I go further and then I make it so hot that it won't shoot properly, and I have to reverse the whole process. I know I'm a bit drawn out now, but I have to say this. If you buy a modern Air Arms, Daystate, Theobin, there are so many superb PCP rifles out there today. To tune them any further takes quite a lot of knowledge and effort. This little rifle is a lot like your motor cars from the 80s. If you took that for a banana branch, in other words, an aftermarket exhaust manifold and exhaust system, a free flow exhaust system, you would know that you are going to get power. You're going to drive out of that exhaust shop and you're going to feel that you actually did something right now. Now, this little rifle is the same. It's in such a sedate state of tune that with a little bit of fiddling, you can absolutely transform it. And that is the whole fun part of it. Okay, enough of that. As you can see, the original barrel in 177 is lying up there. It's quite a bit longer, about 5.5 inches longer than this little stubby Weirach 5mm barrel that I've got on here now. But let me not bore you any further. Let's have a few shots. Let's go. one at the roof sheet. Sorry about the extra shots, guys. It's just so fun to actually shoot where you aim. Thank you. All right. And that is the reason for me, for my intention to pull the QB79 apart next week sometime. It's a pleasure to shoot. It's very accurate, but if you consider that the HW80 gives us 14 foot-pounds, even with a bigger cross section of the 5mm pellet, which will affect the penetrating power, I suppose, the QB79, the dent is actually shallower than the HW80, so it must be giving, if I have to have an educated guess, more than 12 but less than 14 foot-pounds. I would like to have it up into the region, please don't tell me I must get a crony, I will get there, into the region of 20 foot-pounds, which would make it quite sufficient to hunt the feathered stuff that I do hunt with. Thank you, thanks for watching.